Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to episode number 3, season number 3 of the New England Patriots 10-year dynasty rebuild on Madden 25. Last couple episodes, we've just been kind of getting a feel for the team, but I think now is the time where we have built a good enough team to actually make a decent run in the playoffs. But I guess we'll have to wait and find out. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's get it started. We are here at the start of year number 3. Let's take a look at this squad. Drake Maye needs to take that next step. He's taken a step. He needs to take that next step. We brought in CO2 Chris Olave in the offseason. He was a free agent. He's now on the team. He pairs alongside Keon Coleman, Jalen Polk, and Pop Douglas, and Javon Baker. Ramondre Stevenson's here. We've got Sheldon taking over at center over David Andrews. The offensive line in general is looking okay. We could probably use a replacement for Cole Strange because he never really turns in anything. We've got a couple of stud tight ends now in Silvers and Kane, so I like that. Hunter Henry's still there. Maybe we trade Hunter Henry. I don't know. Defensively is where we shine. I mean, we've got Biddle and we've got Bennett. The drafting god says we're good. We've got 2 studs, X Factors, freaks. So I love to see that. I mean, we got Uche, we got Walker. We're looking really good. And I like the way that we're rolling here. I don't think we need to change our schemes. I think our schemes are as high as they can go. The 85% on the 3-4 under is probably going to be our best shot. I mean, we could go 4-3 under, but I'd rather go 3-4. We're running DeMeco Ryans offense and Jim Harbaugh defense. So hopefully DeMeco Ryans offensive playbook turns Drake Maye into what CJ Stroud does, which is what I'm really banking on. We also have a superstar offensive lineman I think we got in a trade that hasn't really made an impact, but maybe he can take over for Cole Strange pretty soon. Who knows? But I like the way the team looks. The draft, the prospects are already into the game. We've got a top 5 wide receiver, a top 5 quarterback, a corner, and a right outside linebacker named Bob. Okay, very interesting. What are our scouts even doing? We've got D-end and D-tackle. I'll keep that as our expertise. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But we really got nothing else to do except for to simulate to the halfway point of the year so we can do all the scouting and stuff. So let's see if this playbook change can really impact Drake Maye and the Patriot offense. I hope so. We got into week 8, and we're 3-4, so not simulating too well, but we've seen 3-4 turn into, like, great records, 11-4, 11-5, whatever the records are. We've seen them turn into a big double-digit win season, so I'm not panicking just yet. And I hope that the defense can play good, and I hope that the offense can turn things around. We've got negotiations to do. We got national focus to take care of. We got a lot to do here. So the strength of the class is quarterback and receiver and left tackle. So none of the stuff that we're looking at. I wouldn't mind scouting defensive ends again. We can always use good defensive ends. So we're going to put that as our national focus. There are outside linebackers that we will probably scout on our own just to kind of figure out how good they are. Negotiations, $55 million. Aquanu wants a new contract. Demario Douglas, Zion Johnson. Well, we have to... Oh, this is our entire offensive line. We have to get our offensive line brought back. That's just a guarantee. So a lot of this money is going to go to those guys. Hunter Henry, probably we trade. Cole Strange, I don't know. I want to bring him back. I don't know what we do with him. But definitely Aquanu's coming back. That's a guarantee. So we're going to pay him a 5-year contract. And he's going to say yes. So he's back, $37 million. Zion Johnson absolutely needs to come back. We're going to get him on a, you know what, a 6-year deal for Zion. I believe in him that much. And we're going to give him that much money. And he says yes, $20 million. Owenu has to come back as well. But unfortunately, this is going to be all of our money. How do I make it so that we can get him back? We probably have to lower this to 12. Is he going to accept this? What about if I bump it to a 5-year deal? Nah, no, a 4-year deal. He's going to come back. Okay, so we got our 3 offensive linemen back. Now all we have to do is free up just a little bit more money. We could probably trade Hunter Henry right now because he's not even starting for us. So if we free up the Hunter Henry money, that might help out. I'd rather have Silvers start anyway. So Hunter Henry, we can get Jimmy Proctor, another tight end. Well, I don't want that. I'd rather have a draft pick. The Bears need a tight end. Can you give me a second-round pick for Hunter Henry? No, they cannot. Okay. What about a third-round pick for Hunter Henry? No, they can. Come on. You don't want a third-round pick for a veteran? How about a next-year second? Apparently, they're not willing to give up anything of value for Hunter Henry. Well, then I guess I can take back a player. Give me Caleb Williams. I guess I'll take a player. Maybe they can get a decent offensive lineman. Maybe you give me Trevor Saunders. I might even take Tevin Jenkins, although he's a little bit too expensive. I probably wouldn't take Tevin Jenkins. I'll take Trevor Saunders, though, if you're willing to give him up. No, they're not. They're more willing to give me the second-round pick than they are to give me that guy. What about... Are you willing to give me anybody here? I might be interested in this guy, Luke Pleasant. I might be even more interested in Tanner Newby. How about that? Okay, it looks like if I'm going to get anybody of value, I'm going to have to give up more than just Hunter Henry. I have a first-round pick and a third-round pick. That's all I have this year. I forgot about that. I forgot that I traded away all of my stuff the past couple episodes. All right, so we're not going to get anything crazy for Hunter Henry. I should be able to get something other than this Jimmy Proctor guy and a couple of 6th-round picks. Are you really not willing to give me anything? You're not willing to give me a single thing? How about a right guard that's good? How's that? How about Trey Smith? You want to give me that? There's got to be somebody. There's got to be somebody in the wide world of sports that is going to be a Patriot. Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? It's going to be... I don't really even know. It could be Cesar Ruiz, but he's too expensive. I don't really want to go that way. They've got James Daniels and this Juan Haskins guy. I'll take the rookie Juan Haskins if you're willing to give me him. No, Hunter Henry's got no value whatsoever. What are we doing here? Where's the value? How about you give me the young rookie? Well, not rookie anymore. How about you give me Zach Zinter? Oh, the Browns can't take the money on. Of course they can't. That probably wouldn't have went through anyway, but they can't even take the money on. How about you give me Jameer Saylor? Give me that dude. No? What do I have to do for this to work? That kind of goes through 5th-round pick in 2028. Kind of goes through... What about a 6th-round pick in 2029? Kind of goes through... I feel like I'm just giving up way too much. I mean, it's kind of going through, but it's just not really worth it, is it? I might as well just trade him for this dude right here. Just accept this trade. I just need to get the trade through. Nobody was ever going to give me anything crazy for Hunter Henry, so just accept the trade, take the extra draft picks. Did that free up enough cap room right away? No, it's negative 1.5 mil. We'll have to try to restructure some contracts to bring those other guys back. But let's keep simulating here to get to week 13 so we can make some scouting decisions. We beat the Raiders. That's nice to see. What about beating the Bills? No, we cannot. So we're still not on the level of the Buffalo Bills. But remember, this is only year 3. Still got a lot of years left. I have Nick Bolton. Wait, what? Do I have Nick Bolton on my team? I do. When did I get Nick Bolton? What in the world? I completely just forgot that I had Nick Bolton on my squad. I love Nick Bolton. I just don't remember getting him. That's crazy. Okay. Awesome. I must have got him last season because I didn't have him in year number 1, obviously. Huh. I have no idea. I don't remember getting Nick Bolton at all. I don't know how I got him, if it was a trade or free agency or what. But I got him on the team. I love that. I'm a big Nick Bolton fan, even though he plays for the Chiefs. We are 4-7. We're not having that good of a year, are we? Not having that good of a year. Hopefully Chris Olave's having a good year, though. I don't want to bring him in and then waste his talent. Let's get to week 13, though, so we can get some good old-fashioned scouting going on. We had our bye week. Hopefully we can turn things around in simulation. Probably not, though. Randolph gets an upgrade point. That's cool. All right, focus players. Let's get down to business so we can defeat the Huns. We've got a corner that could be good in the top 5. The defensive ends we're scouting already. They're our focus. I'm going to definitely scout Bob Washington. I probably should scout Courtney Davis as well. And I probably should scout Nicholas Leonard so we can find out how good that corner actually is. So those are going to be my 3 guys. I know they're all top 5 guys, but I want to know what love is. So I'm going to simulate to the end of the year. Hopefully we can turn things around and get into the playoffs. I doubt it, though. We're pretty far behind already. It would have to be a miracle type of comeback. But maybe it can happen. You never know. I just want to see some wins. I want to see some morale boosts. I want to see some improvements from the boys. And maybe the Houston playbook's just not really the type of playbook we need to go for. I don't know. We're still experimenting out here looking for good playbooks. But I'll see you guys at the end of this season. We made it to the end of the year. We missed out on the playoffs, but we did improve to 7-10. So at least we turned it around slightly. It could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse of a season. How did the Texans playbook work for us here? So 3,200 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 13 picks for Drake Maye. I think that's a good year for him. It could be better. It's a fine year. Rushing, Ramondre had less than 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. No one over 1,000 yards, and Olave didn't even get really any usage. Very interesting. He probably should be getting the usage. And then you've got defensively, the Ravens playbook really helped us out. 105 tackles for Biddle, 101 for Bolton, 84 for Christian Gonzalez. Tackle for loss, Barmore had 18. Bennett had 17. 12 for Keon White. Love to see that. Bolton had 10. Sack leader was Bennett with 14.5. He's a freaking stud. 6.5 for Darius Robinson. 4.5 for Bolton. Interception leader, not a lot of interceptions, but Gonzalez had 2. And we miss out on the playoffs. All right. It's still early on in the series. We're only in episode 3, year 3. We still got a lot of football to be played. I'm just hoping that in the next couple episodes we start actually becoming a contender. That's the goal. That is the goal. Super Bowl is the Eagles and the Chiefs. Okay. Do I have the money in cap room to be able to re-sign anybody before I simulate? I have negative 1.5. I guess we'll simulate, have the contracts roll over, and see what we have in the offseason. And if we need to still restructure some deals, we will. We simulate the Super Bowl, and the winner of the Super Bowl is the Chiefs. Mahomes gets both Super Bowl MVP and regular season MVP. Lamar gets Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. And we don't win any Rookies of the Year. All right. No awards for the Patriots. Not shocking. We rarely ever get any awards. But the most important part of the episode is here. The re-sign period. We got to bring back Marte Mapu. We got to bring back probably Demario Douglas. Probably. I would think. $24 million. We'll accept the option on Drake Maye. He's going to be pretty expensive next year. Or whenever his contract is actually up. Robinson will accept his option as well. Almost forgot about that. Mapu has to come back. Everybody else might be trade bait if we think about it. I guess we'll see where we are. Definitely got to get Mapu back. So we'll get him back on a 4-year deal. We'll pay him like $5 million and $4.5 million. And he'll accept that. $16 million left. Gotta probably get Demario Douglas back. So we'll give him a 3-year contract, 4.5 and 4. And he's going to come back. So that leaves us with the $8 million. Obviously, it's not enough to bring back anybody, I don't think. Cole Strange would be negative. Keon White would be negative, just barely. I guess we could spend this money on the punters and the kicker, Behringer and Ryland. Maybe we try to trade these two guys. I don't know if we could trade them individually or if we could trade them as a package deal and maybe get something a little bit better. I don't know. But these two guys are like the ideal, they don't ever develop. We could get an outside linebacker who's 24, would be pretty interesting. Tony Burke is a corner who's 25. We could get Emmanuel Forbes, Zach Zinter. We could get Zach Zinter, which would be pretty interesting. We do need another right guard if we're going to be trading Cole Strange. Let me see what they are together first. Where's he at? Keon White. What do we get together? Derek Forrest. Petrie. All right. I feel like separate is better. Let's do Cole Strange. And I think I'm going to accept the trade for Zach Zinter from Miami. Although, hold on. Let me do this. And then let me do player card. What's his contract look like? He's on the last year of his deal. I still think I'm going to accept this. I'm going to accept the deal. Cole Strange headed to Miami. We get Zach Zinter back. Does that mean we have to re-sign him? Okay, next year we have to re-sign him. Okay, I can deal with that. What about... Oops, wrong thing. What about the Keon White trade? That's the last trade we need to make. All right, Keon, your time in New England is unfortunately over. You're asking for way too much money. What can I get back for you? I can get back a running back or another right guard in Osiris Torrance. I can't really get back anything of value, can I? Maybe I just take this running back in the 5th round pick. I mean, that feels like nothing for Keon White. Maybe I should try to get a defensive end to replace him. How about you give me a Lonnie McCollum? How's that? The Bengals say no, obviously. We need him to be like super low overall, probably. There's got to be somebody out there in the world that will take on Keon White and give me back somebody decent. Latu's developing really, really well. Let's see. Who is available? Is there no good defensive ends? Come on, what are we doing here? Tyree Wilson. I'll take Tyree Wilson's contract if you take Keon White. Straight up. Look at that. I'll take Tyree Wilson's contract off your hands. All right, so we have to re-sign Tyree and we have to take Zach Zinter next year. Godshaw's not going to cost anything. Can I bring back Behringer on a 7-year deal? Probably a little bit too much, actually. He's going to come back. Can I get back the punt or the kicker as well, Chad Ryland? 7-year deal. Come on, you're a kicker, big dog. You're a kicker. Whatever, doesn't matter. That's going to be all that we do in re-signing. I feel like we did a decent job. We're not going to be able to make any improvements on the free agent side of things because we have about $1 million. Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum. Wow, the Ravens lost 2 of their big stars. Or at least potentially. And Ronnie Stanley, but he wasn't on the Ravens to begin with. He was on the Chiefs. Okay, at the top of the free agent class, it's pretty interesting, but the rest is kind of just whatever. I'd definitely be interested in a guy like Kyle Hamilton or a guy like certainly Tyler Linderbaum. Even George Karlaftis I'd be in on. These two guys would be amazing to get, but we've got no money, so we can't do anything in free agency. Not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal at all. We're all about the draft now. And when we went 7-10, we probably don't have that good of a draft pick now. I haven't even seen if there's any dev trade upgrades. Offense, there is not. Zach Zinter will start at right guard for us. No dev trade upgrades on the offense, unfortunately. Defense, nope. Nobody is upgraded at all. Everybody stays the same. Very interesting. Okay. Okay. We can do this. We can build this team. This is a good team. Not a great team, but it's a good team. We just need to have the benefit of the playbook, and we need to have some good development. Do I continue to stick with the Houston Texan playbook? That's the big question. Do I continue to stick with the Houston Texan playbook? Because it didn't really give us good results. Washington actually is a top 5 talent. Davis is round 1. Leonard is a top 5 talent. I hate that because now I want him. I want both of them. Hey, look, it's Mark Maye, Drake Maye's brother. Who else do we go after here? Who else do we go after? I'll scout this corner, Anthony Bennett. I'll scout this center, Monte Romero. And I'll scout... Who else looks interesting? Maybe this tight end, although we already got a pretty solid tight end. I'll scout this guard, Cam Tomlinson. We know that tight end's probably going to be a freak. Oh, I hate the fact that I want all of these guys and I'm probably not going to be able to get any of them, am I? Probably not going to be able to get them. We make it to the draft. What's the mock draft say? Mock draft number 5 has Courtney Davis going number 1, Bob going number 2, Leonard going 5. Where are we picking at? We're picking at 12. They have us taking Joshua Northcutt. Okay. 12 is not that bad. We can definitely make a move. We can definitely make a move for 12. If we want... Oh, and Anthony Bennett's also a top 5 corner. Is Bob Washington worth trading all the way up to 2? He's got great speed and acceleration with great strength. He looks really good. He does look like a worth it type of guy. What about the 2 corners? Because they're 2 top 5 corners. Only solid speed for Nick Leonard. How tall is he? He's 6'1". What about Anthony Bennett? He's also 6'1". He's also got solid speed, but faster solid speed, along with elite acceleration. And he's got A-man coverage, B-zone coverage, and A hit power. And Leonard is only C-man coverage. I think Anthony Bennett's a little bit better of the 2. They're about the same height and weight. Bennett's a little bit faster. I think it's between Bob Washington and Anthony Bennett. We can make a move. What was the pick? I think it was Tampa Bay. No, it's Atlanta. Atlanta was number 7. We can definitely make a move up to number 7 to get that corner. And corner would definitely help us out, that's for sure. We could always use another corner. I'm pretty sure my staff tree is all the way bought out. Yes, it is. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Make it as easy as possible for me to trade. Don't want to have any hindrances. All right, so trading up from 12 to 7 should not be that difficult. I might even be able to do it just straight up. Not straight up, but without having to go from like... Actually, Bears got 11. Might as well trade with them. All right, so... And before I do anything, I will show you the trade settings so that you guys know that I'm not cheating. All Madden difficulty, yada, yada, yada. Where's the trade difficulty at? There it is. A normal difficulty. I don't ever mess with it. It's always on normal for anything I ever do on the channel. So, unless I specifically outright say I've changed the difficulty. Whoops, wrong thing. Instead for when I outright say I've changed the difficulty. For a challenge video or something. It's always on normal. The way I can make those trades is because I use the staff points to purchase the player personnel side of the tree. It's what I went to check. Trading from 11 to 7 now is a little bit easier. I probably should get a little bit higher. Let's go from 11. Can I go from 11 to 9? I think somebody up here had number 9, if I'm not mistaken. Who had it? It was somebody up here. Number 19. There it is. So Tampa has 9. Can I go from 11 to 9? Yes, I can. Thank you very much. Now we're going from 9 to 7, and that's easy done. It's done and dusted right there. It is done and dusted right there. We will have the number 7 pick. We'll be able to take ourselves a top 5 corner, and we'll be on our merry way. And the Falcons do need a corner, so they probably would have taken him. And just like that, we have pick number 7. Now, we only have 2 picks in the entire draft. first rounder and a third rounder, so we'll have to be careful with not missing out on anybody. But let's get to number 7 here. All right, let's make our pick. I don't see him getting drafted. I think he's still on the table. And I see him right down there. I was hoping Bob would fall, but Bob didn't fall. Wow, Cam Tomlinson's also a top 5 player. I knew he looked pretty good, but I can't pass up on Anthony Bennett. He is a Patriot. He's an A-plus pick. He's the number 5 true talent. He's got hidden dev, 90 speed, 94 excel, 91 jumping at 6'1". He's going to be a good player for us. He pairs alongside Christian Gonzalez now. I like the way that our cornerback room looks, but now we have to go all the way to the 3rd round, and I wonder if there's going to be anybody good. Is there anybody good? Probably not. So I guess we just go by, like, who's the best. Who's the best physically? There's a couple of elite acceleration guys, but the elite speed guys are the center and the outside linebacker. That's kind of wild. Who's this outside or who's this center? Brandon Montgomery. Wow. Looks like a freak. I'm taking him. Brandon Montgomery. I don't know how good he's going to be. He was number 43 in true value. He's hidden dev. I'd say we dominated our only 2 picks of the draft. Although I think we have a 6th round pick. Is that right? Huh. I thought we had only a 1st and a 3rd. Maybe I read that wrong. It looks like we have a 6 and a 7 as well. We might be killing it here. There's a couple more elite acceleration outside linebackers, but I think all the elite speed guys, maybe not. There's an elite speed outside linebacker, Will Sherman, 6-foot pass coverage guy with elite speed. I'm going to grab him. We're in the 6th round. He can't be too bad. I mean, it's a deep pick with normal dev, but 86 speed, 89 excel for an outside linebacker is pretty crazy. I like that, and I'll let the CPU handle that final pick. But our first 2 picks, the 2 picks that mattered, we got a center that's unbelievable, and we got a corner that looks really good as well. So, very happy with that. Very, very happy. 78 for Anthony Bennett, stud. 73 for Brandon Montgomery in the 3rd round, stud. Sherman's a bust, but then they took Brian Blanton, who's a running back. Okay, very happy with our draft. Best player in the class was Bob Washington, 80 overall. Maybe we should have traded up for him. He looks like he's going to be a freak. Cam Tomlinson was a good player too. I wish I would have had a 2nd round pick. I probably would have taken him. I feel like we got a good player out of it with Bennett. Seemed like it was a good draft. But I'm happy with it. With considering the draft pick capital that we had. I'm okay with how that draft turned out. And hopefully the team can become something really, really good. Do we stick with the Texan playbook? That's the final kind of question that I have. That is the final kind of question that we have. The cornerback room looks a lot better now. The team in general just looks pretty good with the overalls, the dev traits, everything. And I think it's time for Mapu to start at safety over Kyle Duggar. The only thing that I have left to do is figure out our playbook. It looks like our scheme fit is going to be West Coast power run. 3-4 under seems to be the highest scheme fit here on defense. Do we stick with Houston's offense? That's the big question. It didn't really do much for us. We could go San Fran. I don't know if I've gone for San Francisco offense very often. I might go San Francisco offense because Brock Purdy he manages the offense. Maybe that works a little bit better for us. I think we'll stick with Baltimore defense. We'll try San Francisco offense next year and see if maybe that can do the things we need to do. Obviously, I understand we could go to Kansas City or Dallas or something and probably be in a good spot. But we're going to try out some other playbooks, see if we can find any other meta playbooks. Maybe that would be even better. So that's going to do it for year number 3, episode number 3. Next episode will be year number 4. Hopefully that's the year we actually make a run in the playoffs and start to establish what will hopefully become a dynasty. We'll have to wait and find out, though. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.